Hi guys, Bolt here once again. We got a destruction game. That's right. We're gonna be doing something different. This is an in-house game, by the way. We got a 4 versus 4 with members on the Discord. Speaking of Discord, go ahead and join it down below. And before we get into anything else, once again, a big shout out to the latest patrons. We got Whitetail actually upgrading his patronage. But we also have Armored Thug joining the new ranks. And I just want to give you guys a huge shout out and just a warm welcome. I might have done a shout out before in earlier videos, but I kind of lose track when I record like 4 or 5 in a day. Anyways, we got an interesting game here. Not the most like nail biter per se, you know, on our standards, but still a really good match. Because it kind of shows something new, destruction, which people really don't give enough love. In my opinion, it is the superior game mode. And before you start, you know, commenting, but the arty spam, but this and that, it's really not that bad. It really isn't that bad. If you turtle and you don't push, yeah, you're gonna get artied, but you know, the same happens in Conquest. Now it's just a little bit more costly. If you keep pushing, you don't only gain points from destroying the enemy, but you also take over these sectors and increase your income and deprive the enemy of income. So the more territory you take, the less units the enemy can spawn. Okay, so instead of, you know, getting conquest points up to a certain limit, this is income per second. Alright? Well, you don't get like 5 points every second, but you get the idea. It basically increases the amount of points you get per second. So it's really important to push in destruction as well. Perhaps even more so than in Conquest. You know, in Conquest you can kind of turtle out a little bit, you know, just wear down the enemy and all that. But if you do it in destruction, you're gonna get artied and you're gonna lose very fast. So anyways, in this one, yours truly, Bolt Sauce, is playing as the 5th Panzer Division, trying to give these, give the German armored a little bit more love than I usually do. I really just don't like the infantry, so I'm, you know, trying some new things with the recon units and all that. And trying to make them work. And just using pioneers and Jaeger squads. We got Silver Raptor playing as the cavalry. He's going to the middle together with Armor 4, who's playing as the US mech. So we got 2 American battle groups going middle. And we have Loki on the far left side as Berlin Command. Now Fix and Strike is playing as the 39. Halcyon is playing as 39, Zika got the 7th Panzer Division, and we got Whitetail, the Patron, as the Berliner Gruppierung, also previously known as Unternehmen Zentrum. So it's gonna be a fun one. So what I start off with is a couple of fair and spare. Basically, these guys are playing it quite conservatively, so we're moving them up to the front, kind of just getting a nice line of recon infantry. Now, mind you, the enemy spawn is over there, so you can push up a little bit further if you wanted to, but I was gonna play it kind of nice and safe. Now we have Loki starting off with a double Mirage, and these guys are basically massive carpet bombers, and he's going for a very risky, but potentially very effective starter run, or starting bombing run. He gets 1 Grenzer squad, and damages the BRM quite a bit. And let's see if he loses a plane. Nope, MiG-21 Bis was not able to shoot it down. I do have Rolands here, so Roland 2s. We managed to get 1 hit on him, but he gets out of range. So most of the battle is actually kind of fought in the middle. Whitetail and I kind of just, you know, encountered each other and took it a little bit slow. We took it a little bit slow. I was playing it very kind of protective with my infantry here. So we got some pioneers, fair and spare, and the Jaeger team. Kind of a combination of all that I would like to have on the front line. And we're basically just chilling. Now over here we have Arma 4 with his Milan and LRS and Dragon teams, together with the ACAV, which is also a recon vehicle with the recoilless gun, and he's got scouts, so pretty good kind of recon coverage all over, and he's also using the M1A1 ACAV. That is a very risky move by Fix and Strike. He actually does manage to unload right on the front line. That is definitely a very daring attack. Gonna cost him quite a bit. Speaking of costing, the M1A1 is getting ATGM'd like crazy. And that is Metis teams and the Rapira's 9M117s with the 60% accuracy, just going crazy right now. Looks like he's moving back into ATGM. Evan, yep, there we go. 100 mil is gonna open up once again. Got a couple of ATGMs coming in. First one missed, second one hits. Luckily for him, the third one missed as well. Nighthawk moving in. I don't know what he dropped on. I don't see the bomb on that. Did he even drop? He did drop. Man, that thing actually... Oh my god, that thing got missed. Quite a bit. Now on the right side, I'm kind of playing it nice and safe. So we got Fuchs Milan, Pioneers, Jaegers, Ferenspeyers holding it. We have Recon all over the place. We get some mortars up here to start pummeling these guys, since I noticed a lot of units going there. And we got a couple of Martyrs filled with Panzergrenadiers. But the main action is on the left here. We got Engineered Dragons just getting absolutely destroyed by BMP3s and all the Motostrelakis. M60 Patton and the M1A1 and M113 doing their best. And just trying to stun whatever's on the front line. And even though there's a lot of action already, the points aren't that crazy. You know, 700 versus like basically 450. I mean, that is not as drastic as some people might think it usually goes. So we got another Nighthawk run coming in. Drops one of the GBU-27s on a T-72. Really good hit on that one. Brings it down to 1 HP. That is actually darn effective. I sometimes don't get that effectiveness with the Nighthawk. Sometimes the bombs just go everywhere else. On the left, we have an infantry fight. So Pioneers versus Resvetkas. These guys have the RPG. I have the satchel charge. So with these guys, I really want to get close. But we're not going to move in because we have some mortars raining down on this place. We're going to be chilling for just a second here and wait for the HE to go down. So I do kind of compress the front line here a little bit. Move back with the Jaeger squad, the Pioneer and the Ferenspeyr. Wait for the HE to come down on them. And although it doesn't really do a huge amount of actual like damage, it does a lot of emotional damage whenever you get one of the mortar shells to land nearby. But Resvetka is kind of singled out. That is perfect. The fire is actually helping us this time. And Resvetka is going down real quick. BMP-1 tries to get some action here as well. We do have the Jaeger squad with the Panzerfaust. Other than that, we don't really have much. But the thing you will notice in Destruction is you need to really play more financial with your infantry. You gotta really recycle your troops. You can't just sacrifice. So see this one Resvetka squad that has fallen back? He's gonna get resupplied. Their supply is already coming in. But we still have some mortar shells. I don't know if one of these actually gets a good hit on them. Ooh, that one got kind of close. Oh yeah, the push is still going on. We have a fresh Sapri and Resvetka that is pushing forward by moving my Pioneer squads. I know that Sapri doesn't have any RPGs, so the Martyrs should not have any issues taking those out. And that Resvetka squad is kind of singled out a little bit more than you would probably want to be. There goes that squad. Oof. There's a little bit of friendly fire there. But yeah, that is how Destruction battles can be. It's kind of more micro-heavy, you know, more focus on recycling your units, rearming, resupplying, all that good stuff. You can't just Zerg rush. If you do, you're probably going to lose a lot of units. So at this point, we basically move all of our infantry into a nice line here. We got our Martyrs close by to give them that IFV bonus. As you can see, we also have a leader to buff them all to elite, which is awesome. And we have a big old supply truck coming in to get these guys back on HP. Now over here we have Silver Raptor doing a pretty darn good push. With some Panzergrenadiers, Martyrs are just chilling. He also has a triple PVAD in the back. But they are having a little bit of a rough time seeing that helicopter, unfortunately. There's quite a few. 2 helicopters, Mi-24V for 140 points, really cost effective. And the Mi-8. I call it the gunship with the dual Gatlings. Really, really good to have, especially against infantry. But that was a little bit costly, you know, a couple squads lost there. On the left we see an MI or MiG-21 BIS coming in. And one of our A-10s did get shot down there, unfortunately. But Loki is still holding that far left flank. Now at this point, you will notice that there's a recon behind our lines. And this one snuck in from our left flank. And they have now identified where the field depot is. So that is now going to get RD'd by the Acacias and Gwostikas. Which is going to be very unfortunate. Su-22 getting shot down by the amount of manpads that we have here. Really nice to see just the sheer amount of AA. We have a couple of manpads. I count, what, 4? 3? Yeah, 4 Stingers. We got a couple of PVADs here. And we got Chaparrals being loaded up on the front line. And a nice, steady supply of supplies as well. Now back here, we're going to be doing yet another push. I'm going to keep it in neutral so that you guys can kind of see these engagements. Although the screen, you know, does look a lot more cluttered. But that's just something we got to deal with here. So you can see that we're trying to move it all as one unit. The leader keeps everyone buffed. The IFVs give the IFV trade to the Panzergrenadier. We have our AA on the back, and we have supplies that is following suit. This guy is just keeping eyes on that open field. And together, it's a deadly combo. The Panzergrenadier is opening up. There goes the BMP. That's already a couple points in the bag. Now, as soon as we notice the Panzerjäger, we're obviously not going to move the Martyrs up just yet. Leader comes in. Everyone is still buffed to elite. Pioneer is charging forward to try to get into satchel charge range, which he is now. And look at the amount of damage we're doing. That dude is gone. Just like that. Now, as soon as we do that, we gotta move back into formation. Because otherwise you're gonna be singled out, so this Pioneer is now kind of singled out, so we move the Fernspeyer into this open field here. We get the Martyrs up to keep the IFV trade going. And we can actually now use them to tackle the MI8s. So Roland at point blank, not the best. Gephardt on the other hand is doing a lot of damage. And we're basically just hoping for the Martyrs to destroy the MI8s. Because Roland with the 20-second reload time, not the best AA to have in these scenarios. But we got our mortars raining down on the infantry, we got our own helicopters coming in, Apaches, Lukes, that are going up the hill here to try to do as much damage as they can. Which, in hindsight, was a horrible idea for the Lukes, because they're definitely not having a good time against the BMP and T-55. Now the Apache, on the other hand, basically just trying to use him real quick to deal as much damage as I can before the Su-22 comes in. Was hoping for my AA to stun it before it manages to kill that, but it didn't. But luckily enough, we do destroy that SU. So that was, you know, it was a trade. Was it a great trade? I don't know. But it was a trade. Now, I do love to see Silver Raptor doing aggressive pushes as, you know, in destruction. Because as I said, that is definitely the way to go. Sometimes offense is the best defense. This is a good example here. Fix and Strike knows that Arma 4 is kind of turtling here. So of course he's going to use RT to try to just destroy the stuff there. If he kept pushing into the forest, that would have probably not given Fix and Strike the points to spend on the Uragan. He would have probably had to buy infantry instead. Now on the left side here, Loki is just consolidating his front line. Royal Air Force rifles found a hold. Bomber coming in on the Chieftain. MiG-21 BIS surviving the Stinger shots. Some of these guys are low on ammunition. This guy's depleted. But there's a nice steady amount of supplies coming in. Now going back to the right side, the short but intense force brawl kind of ended there. We're reconsolidating our forces. The PVATs here are really exposed, but I guess Silver Raptor just really wanted to take those helis down. He does get a really nice Milan shot though, I have to say. So there goes that T-62. So on the far right, we have Pioneers, Jaegers, and Panzergrenadiers basically chilling there. We're not doing any big pushes yet. We are going to move them up at some point, but they're just there to hold the front and secure it. We move our command back into the zone to increase our income, and with that we also push our forces forward until contact. And that is something you should do in any game mode, destruction or conquest. Push until you meet the enemy. Man, the PVAD's just going crazy somewhere. I don't know where, but you can hear those things from a mile away. Left side is looking really intense for Loki here, playing against Zeke. Luckily I'm seeing more AA than tanks, so that is good news for the Chieftain Mark 11, except the Mi-24D isn't good news for the Chieftain Mark 11. And there she goes. Yep, that guy is already dead. Well, now we're not doing so hot. Panzergrenadier got absolutely wrecked by the Saparies. Two of these guys emptying the RPOs on that dude. Surprised one of them survived. But again, knowing that these guys don't have anti-tank weapons, we move into Martyrs. We try to do as much damage as we can. Until the Monostreliki arrive. I definitely appreciate the time to kill in WARNO compared to Wargame. It just seems like... It actually seems more like a battle. I was playing Wargame a couple days ago. I met Spetsnaz in the forest. I had like French commandos. And getting deleted in like 1 second just didn't really seem that much fun. You know, I don't like if you're clumped up enough for one napalm rocket launcher to doink the, you know, like 10 dudes from the 15-man squad in one shot. You must all have been hugging each other and hugging that incoming rocket. Now on the left side here we see something really nice. Big Sense Strike is smoking the entire front line, rendering these guys blind, otherwise they would have been able to shoot at these ones. So really nice smoke attack here. But he's not actually pushing through the smoke, he's pushing into the flank, which I really enjoy as well. That is kind of like a... Smoke is now being used to basically block off the entire corridor and just block the line of sight, so that is really nicely done there. So Monostreliki, since they are on low cohesion, I moved the Martyr up a little bit. But the Monostreliki are falling back. But the Panzergrenadier here is basically tasked with taking this T-55 out that we saw earlier. And with that I fall back to get these guys rearmed. Now we do get mortared by Halcyon's 122s and Whitetails, actually it's only Whitetails 120s. These are fired at the other blob over here, where Silver Raptor is pushing. Now on the right side, we are now pushing up the Pioneers, Jaegers, and Panzergrenadiers. Whitetail noticed it, but we have basically weapons for anything. Pioneers with the satchels, Jaegers and Panzergrenadiers with the anti-tank and the machine guns. Not even a problem. That is just fine. Now at this point, I decide to do something drastic. The forced fight obviously isn't really working out. Whitetail has the better infantry. Well, he has better infantry. He actually has a, you know, an infantry battle group. I'm not gonna win in the long run. He simply has more infantry than I do. So I need to push somewhere else. So I smoke off this sector. I have a quite a lot of infantry ready to push up, Panzergrenadiers and M113s. And we have Pioneers as well. One thing I didn't have in this battle group was ATGM infantry, which was a mistake in hindsight, and you're about to see why. Over here, Leopard 2A3 moving in. We spot the Aufklär. We also have a Jaguar 2 because we spot that T-80 over there. MiG-21 bombing on the right side completely misses our units, which made me a very happy person. And as you can see, the smoke not only blocks off the line of sight of that Resvetka, but also of the Conkers and this T-80 to our convoy. So this was a good example of how to do a push into, you know, a well-defended enemy position. Two Su-22s, a rocket and a cluster coming in. Cluster going after my 2A3, that's definitely gonna kill it. Best cluster bomber in the game. And the rocket is going to not drop the bombs, which is good for us. We get a couple of F4Fs to go after the Su-22. With that taken out, we go after the MiG-21 bis. But as you can tell, we're not gonna have a good time. We do almost destroy the Su-27, which would have been amazing. One F4F shot down. We try to take that guy out, but he survives with 2 HE or HP. And our F4F is trying to get the hell out of there as well. Man, I can't believe we survived. We hit the... Oh, wow, okay. MiG-21 bis got wrecked by the F-16. Holy. And he actually gets out. That is amazing. Now on the left side, I decide to just fall back. I decide to pull the command out, pull the Gepards back, get a line of Jaeger, just hold the line here. And, yeah. Just forget about pushing up. Now, here's where you notice that I'm lacking something. I'm lacking recon and ATGM infantry. If I had both of those over here, man, we would have done so much damage and destroyed absolutely everything. We do have some more infantry in the back, but that Conkers is being a little bit of a problem. But we got the Panzer Mortars on that to try to stun that as much as possible. We open up on the forest with a Mars, because I know he has a high concentration of units here. We try to basically just stun, damage, destroy whatever is in here, while we push up with the infantry. So we're using it in combination with our forces. Ooh, that was a good hit right there. Wow, okay, there goes that too. Ooh, man, we're getting some really good hits. That was actually devastating. Yep, look at that, good hit on the BMP. Very nice. But yeah, we did have a, you know, we got into the buildings. But we don't really have anything to do anything with. No ATGMs, no recon, no manpads. Nothing like that. Now on the left side, the push from Fix and Strike worked really well. He manages to push onto this side of the plateau. And, well, Loki is now going to try to help Arma 4 with a Chieftain Mark 10 here. Mother Strelki is getting shot at. These T-80Bs don't have a line of sight on the Chieftain. This T-72 is about to get line of sight on the Chieftain. And he might get a cheeky side shot here. Ooh, never mind, he gets side shot. Oh my god, both of those AT-gems missed, all three of them. But Chieftain finishes the job. That was brutal. Loki is definitely having a hard time on the left side. Let's see what happens on the right. We're doing a renewed push here. We got our Jaegers and Panzergrenadiers moving up. Gepard getting into some CQC with the Respetka. Love to see it. And basically, I'm just trying to destroy this command. 100 points. It's a good target. In the meantime, we're also moving up the Martyrs through the forest in the hopes of just breaking the line. That is doing a decent job, actually. I didn't expect there to be a ton of units after that Mars attack, but I didn't expect there to be this little. Sapri RPOs coming in, not a problem for the Martyr, obviously. On the right side, we're doing a RD strike on that forest, since we saw the Buratino fire from there, and we're moving up some actual recon to the front line now. But yeah, not having ATGMs, definitely a big weakness of this battle group. So Martyrs are going at it. Trying to do as much damage as we can here. 20 mil is still aligning. I don't know why I can't fire. Kind of weird. Is it because it's on a hill? That might be it. I'm not quite sure. Ooh, Sapri getting stunned. Nice. My Jaeger and Ferenspay are also not having a good time. Probably not going to hit anything. There we go. Alana's for the Martyr is going at it. Let's go, brother. And Ferenspay is doing the Lord's work. That poor Martyr is all alone. Ooh, Machutsen are gonna wreck that dude. That's not good. On the right side, we have smoked off once again. We're moving Pioneers up now. And we have our Recon in there. We have some more Panzergrenadiers. If I only had some infantry with actual, you know, long-range anti-tank weapons, that would have been awesome. We do get really good artillery hits on that T-80B, so that is also one way to do it. And we actually managed to destroy it. That is awesome. I didn't even notice that. Now on the left, huge convoy from Alcyon. That is definitely a broken arrow situation for me, and I do call for help. But yeah, until we get our own units on the front line, these guys could do a ton of damage. So I decide once again to collapse my front line and fall back. Now T-80B is definitely going to be a problem for the Pioneer. No anti-tank weapons there. The Panzergrenadier, on the other hand, does have anti-tank weapons, but they were not on attack move. These guys were tasked with trying to get into the building, so they're not going to fire the Panzerfaust until they do. Until they basically stand still. Which they do now. So we get a nice hit, putting it down to a kind of halfway stress, if that makes sense. But now we're caught out in the open with the smoke dissipating slowly but surely. It's going to be a hard time. Jaguar 2 trying to take out that T-80B. 14 front armor versus 25 AP. That's basically going to be, you know, almost a one-shot, I would say. Yep, look at that. Down to 2 HP just like that. So we got Arma helping out with an A10. Basically, he's just trying to clean up anything that might still be left here, but luckily most of it got destroyed. My infantry is still on the way. I'm trying to still push up on the right side here and try to push into that next kind of tree line, because I just know his command is there. Oof. Man, and with that, my god, that would have been such a cool screenshot right there. That looked sick. With that, we end the game. I was actually surprised that we went positive. We got Arma 4 going positive as well. Loki going basically neutral. Silver Raptor going a little bit negative, but definitely improving there. Alcyon went positive really nicely. Big Sense Strike not that negative, to be honest. Whitetail did go a little bit negative, but that's fine. We were kind of just battling it out. Zeke had a really bad time. I do feel for Zeke. But yeah, Roland not doing too badly. I kind of went for Roland 2s to, you know, minimize having to micro my AA. Especially in destruction, that is really, really useful. Mars might have not destroyed a lot, but man, it's stressed out a lot. Marder 183 just going at it. And M110 destroying that T-80B. Really good RDPs to have. Yeah, the Acacia, man. Losing an FSP in destruction is a bad thing. That's like 260 or something points. That is costly. That's gonna cost you quite a bit. And yeah, Conqueror's super deadly for the price. Fallschirmjäger, obviously just good units to have. But in general, really, really good game. I wonder who got the last kill. Oh, it was the Roland that destroyed the MiG-23. Well, there you have it. Really fun. I do hope you guys enjoyed this. I tried to, you know, keep it nice and dynamic. We kind of try to do some new, different things just to keep it, you know, exciting for you guys. If you did enjoy this video, let me know, and I'll see you guys back soon. Take care.